Hi, friends. So today I wanted to do a book review on the compound effect. Essentially, the compound effect is the principle of taking small, smart choices and reaping huge rewards from these choices. In one section of the book, it gives you an example of three different people: one who took small steps and how his life changed, one who didn't do those, and one who just stayed the same the whole time. When I'm reading, especially books on self improvement, entrepreneurship, and things like that, I like to see if what the book is telling me aligns with what I have experienced in my life that I'm reading, if I can apply that to my real life. One example is I didn't intentionally choose to become overweight and obese. But because I didn't learn concepts of portion control when I was younger, I thought that specific example laid out in the book was really helpful because I could, like, the small choices of eating a little too much at each meal or having an unnecessary snack because, I'm upset has led me to where I am today. Through my journey, like, I just need to move the needle a little tiny bit every single day. And the concept of just, at least for me, is showing up every day and doing the work every day will give me results. It might be slow, it happens. And so I wanted to share a couple takeaways that I found really powerful. So one was it takes 300 instances of positive reinforcement to turn a new habit into an unconscious practice. I also have panic disorder. So when I'm if my heart rate increases, my breathing will get shallow. My body automatically start the Pilates breathing, which is where you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth and make like a shushing sound. So shh. So when that starts happening, my body just starts doing that unconsciously. And I think it's because it's been years of me being very cognizant of when I'm in those situations, and my body just knows, like, okay, we need to slow my breathing down, and then I'll start doing like a mindfulness game. So I thought that was one I found to be true for myself, and just a reminder that it takes time to make a new habit, first of all, and then to make it an unconscious practice. It's about when he hits his mental and emotional wall during his journey, he realized his competitors are facing that same wall. And if he keeps going, he is going to be ahead of everybody else. And I'm hitting that wall. And I think it is exacerbated by the fact that I struggle with depression. Oh, so when he talked about that, my takeaway was, I'm going to hit that wall. Everyone's going to hit that wall in their journey. And what really matters is what you do when you hit that wall. Are you going to give up, or are you going to push past it and move forward and keep going? And oh my gosh, it's hard. I've been I've been struggling. What is the point of all this? I'm working to the point of exhaustion. And for what? Right now I see nothing. But the point of the book, at least for me, is that keep going. Just I've hit the wall. We're just going to keep going a little further, because when you keep going further, that's when you're going to achieve your goals. You're going to achieve them. It's just really, really tough sometimes. It's the extra effort after you've done your best that makes the difference. So right now I'm at the point where I don't want to push anymore. It's funny enough, in the book they talk about, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. And that was literally what I was just talking about. Like, this is so hard. It's tough. But if I can push past this, if I can keep focused on just a little bit further, I just need to go a little bit further. I just need to do these small steps of self-improvement every day, focusing on my health and part of the book talks about how some people like to focus on one part of their lives. Like for 1 year, they want to focus on like their health. And some people want to find it easier to overhaul everything. And I think I'm that second person. And this YouTube channel has sort of morphed into it started initially with mental health and entrepreneurship, but I realized that for myself, for accountability, and that I want to do it all, because if I don't make sure that I'm holding myself accountable by making content, by focusing on my health, by doing all these things, I just could I tend to have blinders on. And if I focus on one thing, then everything else gets derailed. And I don't want to only focus on entrepreneurship and mental health, because then my physical health, like I'm going to stop going to Pilates. I'm going to stop remembering why I go. I'm going to, instead of using tools to get through the tough times, I'm going to fall into the habit of overeating and maladaptive behaviors. I don't want to do that, because I'm different now. And to keep on track to be the person I want to be, I'm trying to change everything about my life in maybe invisible steps. Minuscule. I'm moving a half inch every day. But this book really talks about how keeping on track and making sure that you are aligned with the vision that you have for your life, you're gonna get there. It's just a matter of time, just a matter of discipline. And it's easy. The concept is easy to just improve every day, but it's difficult because life throws things at you. You know, like it's easy to say, oh, I had a bad day, I'm going to eat a giant bowl of popcorn. Oh, another concept he talks about is find the expectation of the job and do a little bit better. When you have an expectation, blow past it and exceed expectations. And that's another thing that I've heard is like set the expectation low and blow past it each time. And so an example that I've gotten, or that I've had recently, was someone reached out to me at my W-2 and they said, hey, someone give me your name for all things in your department, essentially. And, could you help me out? And typically we have an auto response because that has all the information. If you have questions, here's how to reach out. And so like, hey, this is typically, I sent her the link of, where all their information is. And I sent her the link of, this is exactly like where you want to go. And so I sent her that, and I sent her the links of like, hey, here's another great resource. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. Like, it takes me 5 minutes to make someone's life. I was only asked to do one thing, but I gave her so many more resources, and I offered to, you can still ask me for help. Oh, and so another one was, what little extra can you do that exceeds expectations and accelerates your results? Someone I know from my high performance class is door knocking for like distressed real estate owners. And he is also putting up bandit signs, like, as he goes along. Like, that is genius. Because you're not only trying to contact those people, but people who might not be on your list are also going to see those bandit signs. And they're going to call him, and he's going to get deals, and he's going to do awesome. And so I need to figure out those things for myself, for how I'm going to get to where I want to go. Oh, yeah. And the last one was find the line of expectation exceeded even when it comes to the small stuff, maybe especially. So I think for my example with the email, it takes doing a little extra for that new colleague. Like maybe he'll return to me. Maybe not. It only took 5 minutes of my time to potentially help clear up a lot of confusion for her so she doesn't have to go through leaps and bounds of all these things. And I have trackers that I share with my team because I'm a little crazy. I have a tracker for everything because I forget everything if I don't track it somehow. So all in all, I recommend the compound effect, especially if you want to change your life. Have it laid out in a manageable way, because seeing like just doing these little small steps help change them, Darren Hardy's life. And I can see where it has affected my life. And I had unconsciously been applying it before I read this book, but now that I've read it, I'm gonna keep going. So overall, I recommend this book. It is less like a story to me than like Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I struggled with a little bit, but I think that's a sort of the design of a lot like personal development books. But overall, it was a good read. I think the messages were really strong and the examples he put forth are very powerful. So, highly recommend the compound effect. And also with the compound effect, it gives you like links for additional materials for how to keep going. So I think that's really valuable too. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope that this book review is helpful to you. Thanks. Bye.